Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then, you know, you just showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's me with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Man, y'all know what time it is, man. Here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man.
Yeah,
here we have
it.
My boy Shaker. Shaker, give a quick introduction. Let them know what platform you're driving on and what is your current market.
So currently I've been driving, it's been about 8 months on Uber in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Ooh.
So yeah, I speak French. And for the first few months, you know, like I didn't hit the 2 racks a week. Just recently I've been hitting it, and I send the screenshots, and very proud. I'm very happy to have finally, you know, landed on your videos, bro. It really changed my life, honestly.
Oh man, thank you.
Big respect for you, honestly. There's a few people out there that tell the truth, but you told the truth. I could tell it right away. And I'm really, really glad I found your channel, bro.
Oh,
it's
man.
a life-changing event.
Oh, damn, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the kind words. And not only want to congratulate you for making 2 racks a week, but you are officially the first international driver that I've met who made 2 racks a week outside of the U.S. So shout out to you and congratulations.
Nice.
So now they want to know, damn, how much money did you make in Canada? Like, do you remember how many hours?
So the first time I hit 2 racks, I think I did about like 65, 67 hours.
Okay.
And I had like 2,000 something, but it was like 2,000, between 2,000 and 2,100.
Okay. And now I'm actually going to show you the 2 screenshots you sent me before we hopped on the interview, so they know and ain't no cap. So let me see, ladies. Here y'all go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first one right there. Bam. 75 hours, 4 minutes.
Yeah, bro. This
for
one
$2,470. Not too shabby.
Yes. Thank you.
And the second one, here we go. 65 hours, 25 minutes for $2,161. Not too shabby again. And let me find the first one that you sent me. You sent me like some numbers. Let's see.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this was like the different weeks.
Yeah, let me change the aperture real quick so they can actually see the
Sure.
screen. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the
numbers. Y'all see the 2, so he did it multiple times. So
yes, sir.
That's how it's
done. And even the times, I mean, I didn't do it. Honestly, I could have done it. It's just that some things came up in the middle, and you know, like sometimes you got to do what you got to do, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Give me one second. All right, so before we even dive into this, how did you what made you sign up to drive Uber and Lyft? Because you said me doing it 8 months. So what was you doing before you started driving?
So basically, I was working in sales ever since I had graduated from high school. So even during my college studies and my university as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was basically studying pure and applied science. it was a complete failure. I didn't used to go to my classes. So I ended up working in retail and over the phone as well for customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, during the pandemic, I also did my real estate course.
Mm-hmm.
So up until last May, I had practiced brokerage for about 9 months
Mm-hmm.
at an agency nearby over here. And after that, basically last year, since last May till now, I've been just since last May till December, I was working for FedEx for a
Okay.
few. I did that for a few weeks. Then I got into Uber Eats because I had seen some other people doing it, and I'm like, you know what? I would like to do something which is on my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually, I'm like, you know what? I see other people like with the same car as mine doing like giving rides to people. So is there actually more money in that? So I give it a shot, especially Uber was giving me like incentive of like the first 15 trips. They were gonna give me a $1,500. So I'm like, okay, sure, I'm gonna do that 15 trips in a day,
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I made my first 1,000 something, but I stopped at that one day. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't continue further than that. Then after that, since December, like I'm saying, till now I've been doing like Uber rides. And then when I found your channel about, I would say, I don't know, man, it was like 5, 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I watched your videos. I tried doing what you were doing. At first, it was not really as easy
Mm-hmm.
because it's still lots of hours. It's a mindset like you explained. And I had to slowly adapt to it, I had to challenge myself every day. And eventually, man, like I'm like, you know what? There's more and more people coming in your streams. I gotta do it as well, So
Yeah.
I made it happen, bro.
Okay.
And the
Nice.
moment I made it happen, I did it a couple of times. I'm like, I can prove it to myself, I can do it again and again. Then I finally sent you the screenshot. I
Oh
was ready
man.
to come to the stream.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, shout out to you, man. That means a lot. And a lot of times people see it, and they don't think it's the truth, or I'm making like I'm photoshopping, or they think I work for the company or something. But yeah, that's just crazy to me. So just to recap, you was in school, sales job. Things weren't going the way you wanted to, so you was looking for more opportunity with some more flexibility, and start off Uber Eats. Then you started to drive, came across the content, the channel. Like, okay, I'm gonna try to make 2 racks a week. You struggle for a while, and you finally hit it. Not only did you hit it once, but you did it multiple times. So, what exactly,
Yes, sir.
switch? Like, what was the turning point?
I think really it's really mental, I would say, because I don't know, man. Not I'm physically the same, I'm the same person. I haven't done something different. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm unfortunately not doing the morning shifts as you're saying because of my schedule itself, my
Mm-hmm.
sleeping issues. I'm doing like night shifts, and
Yeah,
whenever I
yeah.
wake up, I have time. I go do a 12 hours.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, man, it's just the mindset of like every day I should have at least between 300 to 350, if not 400, on the very good days.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if that adds up during the week, it's gonna eventually give me that 2 racks a week.
Okay. Yeah. So did you because I know you said it's all like mindset, and that's pretty much what I always preach, because I like to simplify it, just drive for time, get your mindset right, figure out, your motivating factors, your why. So what small, like minor adjustments did you make? Was it a shift in schedule? Did you just do more hours? Like, because people gonna be
I
watching this like, damn, like what did he do exactly to go from not making it to making it?
So schedule wise, I am very not good. I have like different schedules almost
Mm-hmm.
every day, but definitely I put in more hours. So every day, let's say instead of putting,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man, between 8 to 10 hours, I would put in between 10 to 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just the time online because eventually you end up staying out a bit longer. Sometimes you could be out for like 14, 15 hours
Yeah.
because the time between waiting the trips is not counted towards your towards the 12 hours that you're allowed.
Right, right.
So it's really definitely I put in more hours, and I'm like a minimum of $300 a day. It's my objective. So 300 times 7, that's 2,100, and that's it, man. So it was really simple. After I did the breakdown in my head, I seen many people do it on your channel. You know, bro, like you're doing like freaking backflips right after. I'm like, bro, how can someone complain about having a back pain? Like, really, you know, like I've been also an athlete all my life. I played soccer. I still play soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So no excuses, bro. I'm 32 years old. Gotta get that 2 racks. If not, bro, like, you know, I just don't accept it no more. I have to get it. Since I did it once, I have to do it again and again.
Man, you know, I love that attitude. And it's like you have to get it, man. It's because some people they be like, oh well, I ain't gonna do it. I don't need to make that, or that's too many hours. Because you just said you pretty much, you know, turned up the amount of hours that you drove from, you know, 8 to 10, and you know, start driving more than 10, sometimes 12 hours. A lot of people hear that, but oh, I don't want to drive that. I won't have a life. Like how was that for you? Like did you feel like this is too hard, or was it like, damn, this not as difficult as I thought it was gonna be?
The first few times, definitely it could be a challenge because I don't know, you could feel, I think, mentally exhausted of doing the same thing again and again.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like you explain it in every video, and I really agree with it, is that if you have a main objective in front of yourself, you know, like you're doing this for your future family, or to buy a house or whatever, you're gonna actually take it seriously and you're gonna put in the hours. No matter how much time it takes, you're gonna take that time off your day and you're gonna go ahead and work, and till you have an objective, I think you're gonna achieve your goals. That's 100%. Because you might hit it like once or twice, but in order to hit it consistently every week, you need to have, you know, the final goal in mind. Like, okay, this is where I want to be. Uber is not my career. You know, I want to eventually progress in my life and do something else.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. And that's like you know, that's the hardest part for a lot of people because, you know, I completely understand. I get it. It's like people, they transition to this from like a, you know, normal job, number 9 to 5, and, you know, they making, you know, let's say they double their money, 1,000, you know, maybe sometimes 13, 1,500, but to take it up to the next level to go to, you know, 2,000, it may require, you know, sometime over 60 hours, you know, depending on your market and depending on the incentives for that particular week. And that, you know, for a lot of people is overwhelming, you know, them trying to make $2,000 and they just kind of like give up, or they spin into like this negative, you know, spiral. And that's where like your main objective and your goal, you know, comes in purpose, man. And, you know, you hit the nail on the head, and I can't state it, you know, enough, man. You definitely need something that's going to fuel you, because nobody wants to, you know, drive, you know, long term. So, you know, I'm glad we both agree with that. So what is your why? Like what keeps you going? Like because we just seen 76 hours. What was the other one? 65 hours. Like what keeps you
The
going?
most I did was 77.
Okay.
And that week I had hit like 2890. I can give you the detail of those of that week as well. But what keeps me going, I'll be very frank with you, like very honest with you, is that so last year when I was practicing real estate brokerage and I decided not to do a renewal on my license, I also had a breakup with my girlfriend of 9 years. So I was living with a girl. I had bought this car, the CRV that I am in, with her. You know, we basically had our life put together, and you know, things didn't go as planned, and unfortunately, we had to go both our different directions. So now, what gets me fueling is that, you know, I want to be a man that has a good financial, like, you know, like I have a lot of money in my bank, bro. Like I have enough money to put a down payment on my future house, be stable, you know, like find the next wife and make them like, I want to be the leader, honestly. I want to I want my wife to like take it easy. You know, I want to have a kid or two.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I'm doing this for my future family. You know, like God knows who it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be back with my ex again. But you know, that's all a different story. But honestly, it's really for my future family. I'm 32 years old. I don't have a kid. I was about to get married, but you know, we split up. So, you know, life does a U-turn, or it's gonna be hard at times. But you know, if you choose to, you can also take that as the fueling factor, or go in a bad direction, such as drugs or alcohol. It's totally
Yep.
up to you.
Yeah,
So,
man. You know, I agree with everything you said, man. You know, sometimes, you know, breakups and pretty much, especially I never been in a relationship that long, like 9 years. I could understand how challenging, you know, that must be, especially because, you know, you had this attachment for years and it's like that other half of you has left. So most people, they'd have been like, you know, been in the slumps for a while, but you was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna use this as fuel. And, you know, you start to, readapting your mindset, creating that vision, and like, okay, I want to be the leader. I want to be the man. You know, get my shit together, and you know, get prepared
absolutely.
for a family. And you know, I agree with everything you said. And that's how I approach, you know, life as far as, you know, trying to be the best version of yourself, and it's the best way possible, especially if you don't have, you know, no kids, no girl, you know, no major responsibilities, because you could really get on your grind out here. You know, you don't got too many
Absolutely.
distractions. It's like it's easier to stay focused. So long story short, yeah, it may suck, but it also may be like the blessing, or the, you know, the motivating factors, or the kicking ass that you need, you know, to really, you know, focus on your goals, and you know, get to it, because a lot of people are just not focused, they don't have any goals, or they just too distracted, they got too much stuff going on and nothing gets done. Then especially if they're in a relationship, then once they leave, then it's like, oh damn, now what I do? You should have been doing the same thing. You know.
That is so true. Like whether you're in
Hmm.
a good or bad situation, you should always work hard as a man. And
Hmm.
you know, if till you're the provider, I think you're gonna feel good as a man. It's just natural. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, absolutely,
quite
man.
logical. It's
Yeah, absolutely. I want you to, you know, talk about, you know, some like the benefits, that, you know, since you switched over driving Uber full time, some of the benefits that it, or doors that has opened up for you since, compared to what you were doing in the past.
so first blessing is the money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to make the 2 racks a week, but honestly, it's the flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that I can take days off when I want to. Let's say even if at Saturday night I have to go out at night, well, during the daytime I'm gonna work enough
Mm-hmm.
so at night I don't feel bad going out. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I had enough money, so like I'm gonna cover my expenses, everything. Like I really try to work 7 days a week,
Mm,
even though I have things planned on that same day. Well, I'm gonna work my way around it.
right,
Yeah, it happens sometimes that you know that the whole day I can't work,
right.
but when that happens, next day I want to go and make a $500. Well, that's my objective, you know. Whether I make it or not, but like I'll do my best.
Right. Well, I'm gonna pause you right there because you mentioned an interesting point. You said you try to your best to work 7 days a week. So some people in the audience who's gonna be watching this, they may be like, why? Like, why would you want to work 7 days a week? What about a day off? Or what about, you know, work life balance? Like, what's your comeback to that?
My comeback to that is that, man, listen, till you're not 60 years old, you have enough energy to work 7 days a week. And I don't see a reason why you shouldn't, you know, like
Right.
I don't know how old you are, bro. I think you're about my age
I'm a
too.
yeah, I'm a year older than you. Yeah.
Exactly, you know. So
Hmm.
at our age, it's supposed to be infinite energy.
Hmm.
Whether you have another job, you should do this over that other job and make that 2 racks a week. You know,
Thank you, man.
bro,
Thank you.
just keep working and that's it. That's the happiness. Because at the end of the day, if you're broke, it's not your friends who's gonna help you, or even your family. Even they start looking at you in weird ways. With which, unfortunately, you know, with my family, I had some back and forth, you know, because of asking money. But that was back in the days, and I leave that stuff
Yeah.
behind. You know.
Hmm.
now this is a new me. I'm ready to add on a supplement to this Uber and make, I don't know, man, like $1,000 a day. But I don't know yet what that is, what it's gonna be. But obviously, objective is to grow, and this is I find Uber is a blessing. People complain honestly and saying that they take 50% this and that, but I find Uber is a blessing. They at least give you the opportunity to make that much amount of money.
Yeah.
I see like, bro, I meet like sales managers, like managers at banks or other like very like high positions that you would expect them to make a good amount of salary. Often I talk to those people, like we talk about the salary, this and that. I try to see how much they earn first,
Of
like I'm
course.
like, if you don't mind sharing, like if it's not too much of a personal question, how much can a person doing your job make, They often end up telling me, like, bro, like 70, 80, 100,000, sometime 150. I
Yep.
met the other day the CEO who's in charge of the Nespresso in Canada. It was this Swiss guy. And I drove him from the airport to a hotel in downtown. And he told me he was making 300K, which I believe. But that's a rare exception, Most of the people out there, bro, I make more than them. And
Right.
I take pride in that, like people look down on Uber drivers, but at the end of the day, I'm making more money than you. So
Yes. Yeah, man. And
if you're
that's
gonna disrespect me or look down to me, at the end of the day, God is watching, bro.
yeah, man.
And numbers don't lie. So
And I'm
that's it.
glad that you do that, because I did that also, man. I still do it to this day, because like you said, it is a blessing, but you got to actually, people who's watching, you actually have to look for the benefits. Don't concern on what they're taking as far as the cut and what you getting. I mean, if you do focus on that, some people may disagree with, well, what about this? Man, look, I'm telling you, if you choose to focus on that, you will go into a negative mindset and your experience will be fucked up. So instead of you looking for the benefits and figure out how you can grow and having fun with this and try to, develop other skill sets outside of driving, you can ask people, questions like you saying, like because I pretty much use my passengers as my case studies. It's like, okay, so what do you do for work? All right, yeah, how much you making? How much you think Uber driver can make? Just so you could see. And believe it or not, if you really out here grinding and you figuring out your market and how to make money and you really give a damn, like you will out earn a lot of people that you pick up. They'll have these fancy job titles, but one, most of them don't like what they do. Two, after taxes, they not really getting paid what they're getting paid. So, and three, man, like we all pretty much dealing like the same type of problems. Most people are, not happy, what they doing in general, and they want to elevate. But I think a lot of people, especially the 2 racks a week winners, who I've interviewed and talked to, they think a little bit different, think a little outside the box, and they have some type of vision for the future. So I think a lot of a lot of us is like a step ahead of the people who is like working a job or so-called career, because these people, they just work.
Definitely.
And that's it. Work for money, do this. Then if you really get to understand them, what motivates them, they don't know. They don't know who they are. They don't think at all. So that's one of the blessings and things that I learned, man, from like doing this.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have said it better,
Mm-hmm.
No, really, like after watching your videos, like what I thought was possible, I seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I seen it, I'm like, let's go ahead and do it. I gave it my all at first. I wasn't able to, but you have to slowly work your way up.
Yeah, yeah. And even I say this in my
Uh,
consultations, because a lot of people, they'll try to like go out there. I'm like, man, work your way into it. You don't have to rush. There is no rush, man. Like just have fun with it. Understand your market and build your way into it. Because if you try to do too many things, worry about cherry picking, worry about what you're getting per trip, it's gonna ruin your
yeah,
mindset. Like just build your way into it. I always say, you know, even if you do get like a late start or whatever, you don't start at the time you wanted to. It's all about execution. Because like you said earlier, you start at different times, but obviously you built the habit and discipline of executing when you don't start at the time that you set out to do. And it's stuff like that that's going to really, set you apart from like the average driver, you know?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah. So in your 8 months, I want you to pretty much tell us, since you've been driving, how have you self-improved, for like the mindset, the things you learn? Because I'm pretty sure you're a whole different person now. Like, talk about some of those changes and how have you grown as a person from doing this?
Well, truly, I'm very, very proud of myself, and it's a very good feeling seeing that much, just that two, like you're saying, just that two rack when you see it in your Uber, and when it comes to your account, man, I get so happy that even the rest of my day, the other things that I'm doing them positively, and man, I just have a different approach towards the rest of the things. So, for example, now I'm looking to like perhaps build an online business, or maybe like, I don't know, man, I want to put in my money where I can try to invest my money, basically.
Yeah.
So if I don't do that, and if I don't start already thinking about doing that, I know at a point it's going to be too late. Maybe one day Uber will be available, maybe not, like there's lots of ifs, but currently what I'm able to do, I'll do at my fullest capacity, which is working, 12 hours a day, 12 to 14, depending how many hours you're going to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, it really changed my perspective on things, that I know that I'm capable now of hitting that number, and I want to eventually grow, like I want to do something else, which I can perhaps add maybe a net extra 2 racks. Really, my mind is really shifted in a whole new direction. And it really does play with your mind in a good way, like like hitting those numbers, bro, because I never hit these numbers with any other job. Yeah, my real estate, like, tell yourself, I sold what, like 2 houses in the time that I was practicing for a couple of months, because I wasn't serious. I wasn't putting in the hours. I could have worked remote during the pandemic. You could do meetings remote. I rather choose to do them remote than in person. It was a different mindset. But now if I go back as a realtor, bro, I'm gonna kill it.
I like
Because
that.
I'm gonna put in those hours. I'm gonna be ready. My mind knows that it takes that much energy. It's gonna take perhaps more discipline, waking up at certain hours, this and that, compared to what I'm doing now. But that's the only thing I might have to shift. But my dedication and my motivation is big time there, and it's really thanks to consistently working hard, bro.
Yes, sir, man. I agree with everything you said, man. And it is, a mindset, because a lot of people, they focus on the money. The money is cool, but it's the person that it takes for you to hit that 2 racks a week amount. And also, once you hit it multiple times, then it's like you develop into a whole new person. And that's why this challenge is so sweet, because it's like you challenging
100%.
yourself, man. And
100%.
I got, like 2 more questions before we get up out of here. First one is, in your opinion, after 8 months of driving, you making 2 racks a week, why do you think people do not make 2 racks a week?
I think they find excuses, because at the end of the day, there's no excuse not to be able to make it. Even if you have a wife, girlfriend, kids, you're able to find time in your day to go ahead and make 200 something dollar, times 7, whatever, to hit that 2 racks. So,
Yep, 286. Mm-hmm.
$286. So if you break it down in your head, you say like, okay, I have to do this much a day. Or I don't know, if you want to work maybe 6 days instead of 7 to have a day off.
333.
There you go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So hit that amount. And if you don't, then where's the problem. It's really the fact that you're not, because it's not going to be a magic that one day you're going to earn like $600-700. Yeah, it could happen on a very good day if there's a surges and all that. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to break it down. Expect the unexpected, because it could be some days you're going to make like maybe 250.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's not every day they're going to make like 300 something.
Right.
But if you do it consistently, you're going to make, okay, even if you make 19 something or 18 something, but you work consistently and you did like your best, there's no, I mean,
That's all that
it's
matters.
it's still as good as that 2 racks because you did your best, you know?
Yeah, and you don't lose. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you really do the 2 racks a week challenge, you're not gonna lose. So let's say like you do 78 or 84 hours. Let's say you did the max 84 hours. You fell a little bit short. Let's say 1900. You know, at
Yeah.
least you know that you did everything possible to your abilities. You didn't leave no money on the table. You left it all out there on the road and you just fell short, which is fine. But so the most important thing is the execution. So some people been, well, I didn't make 2 racks a week, but one, you made more than probably what you ever had. And two, you getting the discipline and the consistency going. And three, like if you
Yeah.
continue to do that, eventually you will make it. Like it will come to you.
100%.
But you know, most people, you know, they rather find excuses and reasons not to do it. You know, they have all these rationalizations and excuses why they can't do it, and they end up doing nothing. So that's why I always tell people, like, be very careful and cautious of the stuff that you putting in your brain as far as what the company is doing, how much they take in. Maybe they trying to send you far out. Don't focus on that. Focus on your goals and focus on you hitting executing as far as like hours, because you start focusing on all this stuff, it's just gonna open up the black hole, and next thing you'll be gonna complain about everything, and it's gonna mess up your mindset. It's gonna
Bro,
knock you off track.
bro, can I tell you one thing? It's the funniest story ever,
All right, go ahead.
if you don't mind,
No,
because
go ahead. Go
you
ahead.
know how you you know how you take out the calculator.
Mm-hmm.
That shit kills me. Okay. So this other day, this guy starts asking me, he's like, how much hours you do, you know, how much you make. I told him he's seen, and I think he got offended because he perhaps made less. Because later when I asked him, he diverted the question to something else.
Yep.
But during that process, when he asked me how much hours and how much I made, the guy literally took his phone out. He's like, wait, give me 1 second. So you made this much and you did this much hours. So that, this much that, you know, with your car depreciation, wearing, tearing your car. I'm like, yeah, man, exactly. This is what happened. And I made 2,500. He's like, yeah.
Yep.
I'm like,
And
he like had nothing to say. He's just taking out his calculator. I thought about you, bro. I'm just like, well, this guy just, you know, he's the typical person that Ronnie Spee explains on his channel all the time,
bro. Like everything I'm speaking from is from experience, because I've heard all this stuff for years, man. And you know, I help people out, coach them, and a lot of people. You already know what type of mindset in. If the first thing you show them how much money you make, it, then they try to find a way to discredit. It's like, I just showed you over $2,000, and that's what you focused on, depreciation. Like, come on, bro.
Business tool. The car is your business tool, man. Huh?
They not focused like, oh man, how can I do that? You know, they were like, oh, what about depreciation? Okay, so you just pretty much trying to confirm your bias. That's fine. You could worry about that. Hey, I showed you how much money you can make, and the choice is yours. I don't care. You know, we gonna still make these racks, and you gonna still complain and be a nerd. And that's just, you know, how a lot of a lot of people are out there, man. You know, and you know, the last question before we get up out of here, man. Why do you think,
Yes.
you know, people like drivers or full time or part time, why do you think that they should embrace this 2 racks a week challenge?
Why? First of all, I think that everyone needs to prove a point to no one else but themselves. Just to show that, you know, you're capable of doing it. And once you hit it, trust me, you won't look back at any other job that pays you less than this.
Mm.
Even, like it's like you say, it's a mindset. I'm gonna keep repeating it, man. It's just my mindset that shifted. And if you do it once, your mindset will be different. You're gonna want to do it again and again and eventually grow and do something better.
Yeah.
Because I know no one wants to do this for life. Neither you, neither me. You're starting a YouTube channel, which is amazing. Watch this thing going viral, bro. Like, you're gonna be really popular. And I know it 100%,
Thank
So
you,
you
man.
see, this is a great thing you're starting for passive income, but it does take effort and time too. You're learning all the editing, this and
Yeah.
that, but it's much more complicated than it looks.
Absolutely, man. And all this, this whole channel, it's all for me, starting off making 2 racks a week. Like once I made a decision, to push myself, to challenge myself, to see exactly what I was made of, that's when, like the light switch, like bam, like damn, I'm capable of things I didn't even know I was capable of doing, like driving 84 hours consistently for 6 months. And I'm like, okay, I know I can make money in this market. I've driven on holidays, when people not at work. I been through it all, man. It's just a mindset.
Nice.
And all these things that you learning from doing this, as far as like being disciplined and structuring your day, you can implement this through the rest of your life. So it's beyond Uber and Lyft and all this stuff. You learning the daily disciplines, making the money, getting the habits and skill set up so you could build something else in the future. That's why the importance of you having goals and your why and the purpose will help you excel outside of doing this. Because if you don't, even if you do make 2 racks, you're gonna pretty much miss all the lessons as far as becoming a better version of yourself, working hard, being disciplined, being structured, and you're gonna miss those type of benefits. So that's why it's so important to keep your mindset positive, watching this content, hearing these winners stories, seeing what gets them going, how they think in their mindset and stuff like that, man. And regardless if you full time or part time, if you part time, how much you make in a week or weekly, figure out what you need to make on these platforms so you can get 2 racks a week. And if you full time, 7 days, 286, 6 days, 333. And that's just flat. That's not including none of the incentives or bonuses or anything that they include. That's just based off, trips. So
Yeah.
the choice is yours. How bad do you want it? Like a lot of people all want to make this, but do you really want to make it? Or not, man. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
So
man. Very well said. Honestly, there's times that, it's late and I'm like, I feel like going home.
mhm.
Then I'm like, you know what? This is my objective, and I keep going. And sometimes I even tune into your channel, man. I watch again the videos, and I'm like, this is how I should be right now. Like I should be uplifted and doing it happily because I know that eventually, if I keep doing it, I'm gonna become a better man, a
Mm,
stronger person,
there we go,
much more
man.
stronger person mentally.
Absolutely.
And I think, honestly, Mr. Spee, you should start charging people to give out the information that you give.
Oh, oh yeah,
Man,
that's
this is some
definitely.
good information. People talk like how to make money in gambling, how to do this job, that job, but you simplified stuff, bro, you're giving out great content.
Oh
And I
man.
think you should maybe like, I don't know, man, have like a online course, a paid online course or something. I would support it, bro.
Trust me, that's in the works, man. Don't worry, all that's coming. But before we get up out of
Nice.
here, any last words that you want to leave the audience with? Words of motivation, inspiration. Like, what can you tell them?
Man, guys, I don't know if you get inspired by me or not, but I got inspired by Mr. Ronnie. And if you want to be inspired, watch his videos since the beginning. The push-ups between the rides, the backflips. If you don't get motivated after that, I don't know what to say.
uh,
These are my last words. If you really want to hit that 2 racks, watch this channel, man, and
uh,
share this with the people that you like.
Yeah, man. You heard the man. Shout out to Shaker and Montreal, Quebec, Canada. First international driver that we had on the platform. So we already got to get one in. Not too shabby. And you heard the man. Get out there, execute. You know, I'm gonna leave the 2 racks a week playlist so y'all could just go through however many calls. I think your number is 63 or 60. I think your number is 63. So 63
63.
winners,
Okay,
63
perfect.
winners so far, and we got some more to come this week. So there you have it, man. Another
Who's gonna be the second Canadian? I'm curious to know.
Oh, shit. That's a good question. After this launch, so we'll see. We'll see somebody else will reach out. So we just gonna have to wait and see. But until
Let's
next
go.
time, ladies and gentlemen, here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Get out there, get it done. Ronnie Speed, over and out. Drum roll.
Yeah. I was waiting for that.
Piano.
Yeah.
I don't have my balance. It's in my room. Ninja,
I
Ronnie
very nice to
Speed,
talk to you. Keep
over
in
and out.
touch, brother.
All right, holla back. Peace.
Racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.